in a peaceful green jungle where sunlight peeked through the leaves of tall, whispering trees and sparkling water danced in a quiet pond, lived a small, fluffy duckling named Milo. Milo was just like any other duckling. He loved to splash in the cool water, chase colorful butterflies, and listen to the symphony of the jungle, the chirping birds, the chattering monkeys, and the gentle rustle of leaves. His days were filled with simple joys and endless curiosity. The jungle was his home, a vast, vibrant playground where every corner held a new adventure and every creature was a friend. He would spend his mornings paddling near the lily pads, greeting the frogs who sunbathed on their green surfaces, and his afternoons waddling along the mossy paths, discovering hidden flowers and shiny beetles. The jungle was a safe, happy place, and Milo couldn't imagine it any other way. But one sunny afternoon, something changed. A strange smell drifted through the air, sharp and unfamiliar. Milo looked up and saw a dark cloud spreading across the bright blue sky. It wasn't a rain cloud. It was thick, grey smoke, coiling and rising from deep within the jungle. A fire had started. The peaceful sounds of the jungle were replaced by a growing roar and the crackle of burning wood. Milo's heart pounded in his chest as he saw bright orange flames licking at the trunks of the ancient trees. The air grew hot and heavy. Panic swept through the jungle. Animals of all shapes and sizes began to flee. Monkeys swung frantically from vine to vine. Their joyful chatter turned to cries of alarm. Deer, once grazing peacefully, now leaped through the undergrowth with wide, frightened eyes. Flocks of colorful birds took to the sky, their wings beating desperately against the smoky air, trying to escape the danger below. The beautiful green home they all knew and loved was being consumed by the angry fire. Milo watched, his little body trembling. He felt so small, so helpless, as his friends ran for their lives. He wanted to help, but what could a tiny duckling do against such a terrifying fire? He wished he was bigger, stronger, braver. He closed his eyes and wished with all his might that he could do something, anything, to save his home. Just then, a magical thing happened. A shimmering golden light began to glow all around him. It hummed with a gentle energy, wrapping him in a warm, sparkling embrace. Milo felt a strange, tingling sensation as he began to change. He didn't grow bigger, but something even more amazing occurred. A tiny pair of pilot goggles appeared over his eyes, and a small, snug helmet settled perfectly on his head. And right beside him, appearing out of thin air with a shower of magical sparkles, was a small, bright red firefighting plane, just his size. Milo wasn't just a duckling anymore. In that moment of magic and courage, he had become a tiny pilot, ready for a very big mission. He looked at the plane, then at the fire, and a new feeling washed over him: determination. Without a second of hesitation, Milo hopped into the cockpit of his new plane. The controls felt surprisingly familiar, as if he'd been flying his whole life. With a brave quack, he started the engine. The little propeller whirred to life, and the red plane lifted off the ground, soaring into the smoky sky. Milo was no longer a frightened duckling, watching from below. He was a pilot, flying bravely towards the heart of the danger. He steered his plane with skill and precision, diving low over the roaring flames. He pulled a lever, and a powerful spray of water shot from the plane's wings, dousing the burning trees. Hissing steam rose into the air as the water met the fire. He flew back and forth, a tiny red blur against the orange inferno, relentlessly battling the blaze. He flew through thick clouds of smoke, his little heart beating with courage. He wasn't just flying, he was fighting for his home, for his friends, for every leaf and flower in the jungle he loved so dearly. The fire was huge and scary, but Milo was determined. He would not give up. As he fought the flames, Milo noticed something that made his heart ache. Many animals were trapped, unable to escape. He saw a baby elephant, small and scared, separated from its mother and surrounded by a ring of fire. Milo swooped down low, using his plane to create a path through the flames, guiding the little elephant back to its worried mother. He saw a family of birds huddled in a treetop, too frightened to fly through the thick smoke. Milo circled above them, using the wind from his propeller to clear a patch of sky, creating a safe corridor for them to fly to safety. They chirped their thanks as they flew past his plane. He spotted monkeys clinging to a high branch, with fire climbing the tree trunk below them. Milo flew close, shouting encouragement and showing them a safe route to jump to a nearby, untouched tree. With every animal he helped, his courage grew. He was not just putting out a fire. He was a rescuer, a guardian. The animals looked up at the tiny red plane with hope and gratitude, their smiles giving him the strength to carry on. Slowly but surely, Milo's brave efforts began to make a difference. The roaring fire began to quiet down, the angry orange flames shrinking and fading away. The thick grey smoke thinned, allowing the blue sky to peek through once more. Where there had been fire, now there were just smouldering patches that soon went cold. The jungle, though scarred, was safe again. Milo landed his little red plane as the sun began to set, casting a warm, golden glow over the land. As he hopped out, he was greeted by a chorus of cheers. All the animals he had rescued, and many more, had gathered to thank him. The monkeys chattered his praises, the birds sang songs of his bravery, and the elephant family raised their trunks in a salute. The jungle was quiet again, but this time it was the peaceful quiet of a home saved. Milo, the tiny duckling who had become a pilot, stood proudly among his friends. He had been small, but his courage had been mighty. The jungle was safe, and Milo was its hero. He learned that day that it doesn't matter how small you are. What truly matters is the size of your heart and the courage you have to help others.